Oh, I fixed these. I shouldn't have fixed the columns. My eyes are definitely betraying me. Okay, it's better. In order to copy it, I need to have the row references fixed, not the column. Mm, okay. So turns out, quite a bit of kurtosis. Remember, these numbers cannot be greater than 1 in absolute value. The number for normal distribution itself is 1.5, so this is in excess of that. So technically speaking, the largest these numbers could be is about 0.15. All right. Let's talk about what we actually want to talk about today. The concept of value at risk and how is it or could be useful. This is what happens when you have your first coffee at 8:30 instead of 7, as I usually do. When my clock started banging at 7, I hit stop instead of snooze, and it was 8 o'clock when I woke up by myself again. Thank God I live very close by. I was actually here before most of you guys were. Value at risk. Any of you guys ever heard of this? It's okay if you haven't. Who's taking the student managed investments fund class here by any chance? How's that going? So your instructor is actually leaving EKU soon. We just got an announcement that Barry Pointer is leaving us for Berea College. Maybe they'll let me teach that class next time. I'm the only one around here who actually has manage the fund for real. I was a manager of an investment fund when I was in the industry. But, letting Barry teach that class is cheaper, obviously. But just because something is cheap doesn't mean it's good. And I know nothing about Barry's teaching ability or his experience with market, but don't do something just because it's cheap. All right, what value at risk is, it's kind of a summary number that tells you when you have a position or a portfolio, how much money should you expect to lose when some sort of reasonable bad case happens. And typically, value at risk is associated with a probability. Kinda the default, I'm using the spelling of kinda the way it is because it's kinda. Default number is 95%, okay? So if I call something VAR 95, that means the following. And let's call X value of profit and loss at some point in future. And let me redefine 195. It is 195 is such a number that probability that X is less than negative 195 is less than or equal to 0.05. If I tell you that 195 is $20, the chances that you're going to lose more than $20 is at most 5%. That's kind of the definition of 195. It's like the inversion of the distribution. If I had a distribution of P&L, let's call it 0, something like that. It does not need to be normal. And this area over here is only 5%. But this basically says there's only 5% chance, at most 5% chance that I'm going to lose more than that money. That's actually not a bad measure of risk. Now you know what could happen in the worst case scenario. Okay? How is that useful? At a minimum, it is useful to determine trading limits or position limits. When I first started in the industry back in '96, I was the quant guy for the Treasury Department of a bank. Basically, anything involves stats and economics, I was the guy to go to. And most of what this department did, they bought and sold Treasury securities, and they had positions through loans and stuff. And I look at it, I said, where is your measure of interest rate risk? He said, what? And I said, what's your trading limit? They said, what? I told them, and in Turkish banking law, the CEO and head of treasury are actually legally responsible and criminally responsible for taking too much risk and making a bank go bankrupt. Okay? The bank that you're working for goes bankrupt, and you're either the CEO or head of the treasury, and you can go to jail for that. And some people do. It's basically, it's defined as betraying the fiduciary duty. That is a crime in Turkish criminal law. Maybe it should be in the United States too. I said, if you take a lot of risk and you make money, nobody's going to tell you anything. But if you take a lot of risk and, you take a position with all the good intentions, thinking that it's going to work out. But this is life. Things do not always work out. I know that from my own experiences, from my own personal trading experiences. At the end of '97, I took a job in London, down in Martin and Janet, but I had 3 months where I had to wait for my work permit to come in. So I had already quit my job because they were paying me for that time anyway. So I was kind of trading for my own account, so-called prop trading, proprietary trading. I used to do some day trades on foreign currencies, and I was pretty good at it. And from my profits, there was about $5,000 left that I haven't spent already. I said, I'm just gonna take a big swing. And dollar yen was trading at around 120s or so. I made a bet that within 3 months it's gonna be above 135 or higher. I bought a 135 call. In about 10 days, the damn thing shot up to 134. And as you're gonna see when we cover options, if an out-of-money call option comes close to the strike price long before the expiration, the value of that jumps quite a bit.